Vidya. I am JVN Dr. Anamika Aherwar, Associate Professor in the Department of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the topic Network Problem, CPM and PERT. Now come to the introduction part. In any project, as you know that planning is the main factor on which you have to focus it. Okay, then after planning, you know that scheduling is also important, because if you set that deadline, or you can say that timeline, then only you can complete it, or you can finish it in that time constraint. Okay, so time constraint is also a important part. Moreover, controlling and monitoring is also an important, because in every task you need to require some team leader who will monitor, or you can say control the things which are going on, because during the monitoring you should know there where the problem is, where the time constraint affects, and all the other factors. Okay, so you can say any project involves planning, scheduling and controlling a number of interrelated activities which use of limited resources, namely men, machines, materials, money and time. Okay, so you can say the project may be extremely large and complex, such as construction of a housing, a highway, a shopping complex, etc. So, the introduction of new products and research and development projects, and it is required that managers must have a dynamic planning and scheduling system to produce the best possible results, and also to react immediately to the changing conditions and make necessary changes in the plan and schedule. Now the next is the a convenient analytical and visual technique of PERT and uh, sorry PERT and CPM prove extremely valuable in assisting the managers in managing the projects. Okay, so PERT stands for the Project Evaluation and Review Technique, and this PERT is developed during 1950s. The PERT technique was developed and used in conjunction with the planning and designing of the Polaris missiles project. And CPM stands for Critical Path Method, which was developed by DuPont company and applied first to the construction projects in the chemical industry. So through both PERT and CPM techniques have similarly in terms of concepts. The basic difference is CPM has single time estimate, and PERT has three time estimates, and you can say for the time estimates for activities, and uses probability theory to find the chance of reaching the scheduled time. Now the next comes to the project management generally consists of three phases. And what are these phases? First is the planning, second is scheduling, and the third is the controlling. In planning phase, this involves setting the objectives of the project. Okay, so in this, identifying various activities to be performed and determining the requirement of resources such as men, materials, machines, etc. So the cost and time for all the activities are estimated, and a network diagram is developed showing sequential interrelationships, that is procedure and successor, between various activities during the planning stage. Now the scheduling, this is based on the time estimates, the start and finish times for each activity are worked out by applying forward and backward pass techniques. Critical path is identified along with the slack and float for the non-critical path. Now the third phase is the controlling. Controlling refers to means to analyzing and evaluating the actual progress against the plan. Okay, so you can say relocation of resources, crashing and review of projects with periodical reports are carried out. Next come to the components of PERT CPM network. PERT CPM network contains two major components. First is the activities and the second is the events. An activity represents an action and consumption of resources, that is time, money, energy, and these resources are required to complete a portion of the project. So how you represent the activity, you see here in this diagram, where A is called an activity because the activity performs from the I to J. Okay, so this is an activity which is performed by A. And what is event? An event, or you can say the node with will always occurs at the beginning and end of the activity. So you can say the event has no resources and is represented by a circle. The ith event you can see here and the jth event. So this is the tail event and this is the head event. Means starting point is this and the another point is this. So this is the event, okay, in of A. The next is the merge and burst events. In this, one or more activities can start and end simultaneously at an event. So in the merge event, this you can see that these are the arrows which you draw like this. This is called the merge, means these events merge into this. Okay, as you see in the previous, means this is the activity. Okay, and this what I said is this I event is denoted in this the circle. Okay, so then next means here I am saying that the event has no resources and it is represented by a circle. Okay, so in the next slide you see here these are the events and these are merged into this. So these are the merge events and these are the burst event. Okay, so because you see that arrow are look like this and these are arrow look like this comes into this. So the next is the proceeding and succeeding activities. In this, the activities performed before given events are known as preceding activities, and activities performed after a given event are known as succeeding activities. Now you see here in this diagram, this is the preceding. I just okay. Now you are able to see clearly. Okay, so now in this event you see here this is the preceding and succeeding activities. So this is event A and I to J and J to I. Okay, so this is the preceding one activities and this is the succeeding one activities which are performed after the given event. Means succeeding and before means preceding. Next is the activities A and B preceded activities C and D here in this diagram. Okay. Next is the dummy activities. The you can say dummy activity is a kind of imaginary activities which does not consume any resources and time. It is called dummy activities and these activities are simply used to represent a connection between events in order to maintain a logic in the network. It is represented by a dotted line in the network. Okay, so this is the dummy activity. You see this here, this is a dotted line which is represent, but here you see these are the straight line but this the dotted means these are the dummy activity. Now comes to the errors to be avoided in constructing a network. First is the two in this figure, two activities starting from a tail event must have the same end event. Okay, you see here must have the same event. To ensure that this it is absolutely necessary to introduce a dummy activities as shown in the figure like this is a dummy activity, right? So second is the looping error, means this should not be performed in a network. Okay, so as it represents performance of activities repeatedly in a cyclic manner as shown in the figure. You see this is a cycle, means 1 to 2, 2 to 3 and 3 to 1, right? And in the next figure, there should, in this network there should be only one start event and one ending event as shown in the figure. This is start event and only one ending event. In this figure, the direction of arrows should be flow from left to right, left to right, and avoiding mixing of directions as shown in the figure. So you see here that this is a direction, that this comes to this and this is, so this is incorrect. Okay, now the next is the merge and burst events. In this, one or more activities can start and end simultaneously at an event. You see here, this is the now come to the rules of I just go to the previous slides. Okay, so rules in constructing a network means no single activity can be represented more than once in a network. Okay, so you can say the length of an arrow has no significance, and the event numbered one is the start event, and an event with highest number is the end event. So before an activity can be undertaken, all activities preceding it must be completed. That is, the activities must follow a logical sequence, or you can say interrelationship between activities. So in assigning numbers of events, there should not be any duplication of event numbers in a network, and dummy activities must be used only if it is necessary to reduce the complexity of a network. A network should have only one start event and one end event. Now come to some conventions of network diagram, like this in this figure, activity B can be performed only after the completing the activity A, and C can be performed only after completing the activity B. Okay, that's why you draw the arrow like this. Whereas in the second one, activity B and C can start simultaneously only after completing A. And in this figure, activity A and B must have completed before start the activity of C. Now in the fourth one, activity C must start only after the completing of activity A and B. Okay, so because you see why this B, because you can see these are the dotted, these are the dummy as I told you. So but activity D can start after completion of activity B. The next is the procedure for numbering the events using Fulkerson's rules. In this, there are three steps of this rule. First is the number the start or initial event as 1. In the step 2, from event 1, strike of all outgoing activities. This would have made one or more events as initial events. So event which do not have incoming activities, number that event as 2. And step 3, repeat step 2 for event 2, event 3 until the end event. So the end event must have the highest number. Okay, So see this example, draw a network for a house construction project. The sequence of activities with their predecessors are given in the table below. You see the table, these are the name of activities, these are the starting and finishing events and the description of activities, predecessors and time duration days. Now the solution is prepare the house plan. This activity 1 to 2 it takes 4 days, right? Because you see 1 to 2 it takes 4 days, right? So you have to mention 4 days here. Now construct the house. Construct the house. It goes from the 2 to 3. It takes 58 days. You write 58 days here. Now C means 3 to 4. 3 to 4 is for the fix the doors. Okay. So fix the doors means 2 and this is from 3 to 4 and 3 to 5 means wiring. So wiring means B. So 2. Okay, so you require just 2 days here for this wiring and 2 days here for fix the doors. The next is the from the E means paint the house. It takes 1 day and the polish the doors takes 1 day. Okay, so this is the network diagram representing the house construction as per the table given below. Okay. Now the network diagram in figure shows the procedure relationship between the activities. So activity A means preparation of house plan, has a start event I as well as ending event. Second is the activity B, that is construction of house, begins at event 2 and ends at event 3. So the activity B cannot start until activity A. You see here, after completing this activity then only you can start the activity B. After completing this activity then only you can start this. Okay, so this is here I have explained. So the activity B cannot start until activity A has been completed, and the activity C and D cannot begin until activity B has been completed, but they can be performed simultaneously. Similarly, activities E and F can start only after completion of activities C and D respectively. So both activities E and F finish at the end of event 6. You see here in this example, consider the project given in table this and construct a network diagram. So this is the table of sequence of activities for building a construction project. Like these are the activities, these are the descriptions and these are the predecessors. According to this you can draw the network, or you can see the chart graph. So the activities C and D have a common predecessor A. The network representation should be in the figure A. Okay, A means this one. Okay, this flows this to this. As you see in the table, purchase the land, preparation of this means there is no predecessor of A and B. Like here, no predecessor of A and B. Okay, so here you write the 2 arrows because there are no predecessors of A and B. So you can draw like this. And the second is the violates the rule that no activity can begin and end at the same time same events. It appears as if activity B is the predecessor of activity C, which is not the case. So to construct the network in a logical order, it is necessary to introduce dummy activities which is shown in figure this. So these are the activities A and B. This merge into the C activity. Then after completion of C activity it will go to here, and after completion of these two activities it will show go to this activity D. Then after F and E, so these two activity E and F merges into the this. So network regarding the error there is okay. So in this correct representation of network using dummy activities like this, A and B, these are the no predecessors activities. So here you can see this is the extra dummy. Okay, so because here is the no dummy, because these are the merge points. Okay, but as per the rules, so this is the incorrect, and correct one is what you can link through the dummy activity, right? So you see this this is connected to this activity through dummy. Okay, so there are many more some examples. Okay, you can see, go through from these. Okay, now come to the critical path analysis. The critical path for any network is the longest path through the entire network. In this, since all activities must be completed to complete the entire project, the length of the critical path is also shortest shortest time allowable for completion of the project. Thus, if the project is to be completed in that shortest time, all activities on the critical path must be started as soon as possible. So, you can say these activities are called the critical activities. And if the project has to be completed ahead of the schedule, then the time required for the at least one of the critical activity must be reduced. So further, any delay in completing the critical activities, this will increase the project duration. Now the activity which does not lie on the critical path is called the non-critical activity, and these non-critical activities may have small slack time. Okay, so the slack time is what? It is the amount of time by which the start of an activity may be delayed without affecting the overall completion time of the project. But a critical activity has no slack. Okay, so you can say to reduce the overall project time, it would require some resources at extra cost to reduce the time taken by the critical activities to complete. Now the next is the scheduling of activities. In this earliest time, that is TE, and the latest time TL. Before the critical path in the network, it is determined, it is necessary to find the earliest and latest time to to each event to show the earliest expected time, ET. ET means earliest expected time. Okay, so at which and the activities are originated from the event can be started, and to know the latest available time at which activities terminating at the event can be completed. Next is the forward pass computations to calculate earliest time, that is TE. For this you have to follow these steps. First step is begin from the start event and move towards the end events. The second step is put TE equals to 0 for the start event, and in the step 3 go to the next event, that is node 2. If there is an incoming activity for event 2, and calculate TE to previous events, that is like event 1 and the activity time. There is a note that if there are more than one incoming activities, calculate TE for all incoming activities and take the maximum value. This value is the TE for event 2. And what about step 4? In this, repeat the same procedure from step 3 till the end event. The next is the backward pass computation. In this backward pass computation, how to calculate latest time, that is TL. What is the procedure of the calculation of the latest time, that is TL? There are four steps basically. First is the begins from end event and move towards the start event. Assume that the direction of arrow is reversed. The second step is the latest time. In this, TL for the last event is the earliest time and TE of the last event. And then the step 3, go to the next event. If there is any incoming activity, subtract the value of TL of previous event from the activity duration time. The arrived value is TL for the event, for that event. Okay, so you can say if there are more than one incoming activities, that take the minimum value. Lastly, repeat the same procedure from step 2 till the start event. Next is the determination of float and slack times. As discussed earlier, the non-critical activities have some slack or float. The float of an activity is the amount of time available by which it is possible to delay its completion time without extending the overall project completion time. In this, Tij means duration of activity, Te means earliest expected time, Tl latest allowable time, Esij means earliest start time of the activity, Efij means earliest finish time of the activity, Lsij latest start time of the activity, LFij latest finish time of the activity. So the total float TFij, the total float of an activity is the difference between the latest start time and the earliest start time of that activity. Now you see here TFij equals to LSij minus ESij, and or you can calculate from this TL minus TE minus TIJ. From these two equations you can calculate TFij. Okay. The next is the free float FFij, means the time by which the completion of an activity can be delayed from its earliest finish time without affecting the earliest start time of the succeeding activity is called free float. In this, you see the formula Fij equals to Ej minus Ei minus Tj. So you can calculate the total float minus head event slack. Next is the independent float IFij. In this, the amount of time by which the start of an activity can be delayed without affecting the earliest start time of any activity. Okay, this can be delayed without affecting the earliest start time of any activity immediately following activities, assuming that the preceding activity has finished at its latest finish time. Now in this IFij equals to Ej minus Li minus Tij. This IFij equals to free float tail event slack, and where tail event slack equals to Li minus Ei. The negative value of an independent float is considered to be 0. The next is the critical path. After determining the earliest and the latest scheduled times for various activities, the minimum time required for to complete the project is calculated. So in a network among various paths, the longest path which determines the total time duration of the project is called the critical path. So the following conditions must be satisfied in locating the critical path of a network. In this you see this an activity is said to be critical only if both the conditions are satisfied. So TL minus TI equals to 0 and TLJ minus TIJ minus TEJ equals to 0. You look in this example. A project schedule has the following characteristics which is shown in the table. First means the construct part network, then you have to compute TE and TL for each activity and find the critical path. So this is a table of project schedule. Activity 1 to 2, 1 to 3 and the name, time, then come next activity. This is a continuation actually. Okay, so this is a table. According to this table you have to calculate these three points. First is you see that from the data given in the problem, the activity network is considered as shown in the figure. So you see there 1 to 2 means time is 4, you put it 4 here, and 1 to 3 means 1 to 3 here, and this is 1 is here, you can see. Now 2 to 4 means time 1, 2 to 4. So as per this table you just draw this network. So this is the activity of network diagram. So next you have to, second is point is to determine the critical path. Compute the earliest time, that is TE, and latest time TL for each of the activities of the project. The calculations of TE and TL are as follows. In this you see here, to calculate TE for all activities, you see first start from the 0 as I told you in the steps also, and then the TEI plus TI means equals to means 0 to 4, 0 to 4. Okay, because this is the initial point, so need not to write any digit. Okay, so next is the because TI here is 0 because this is the origin, you can say, or you can say source. Okay, so this starts from 0 always. Now same for the TE3 calculate, TE4 you can calculate, and all the 10 up to TE10 you have to calculate according to these formulas which are already get it from the network which you created as according to the table. Now to calculate TL for all activities, these are actually the activities. Okay, so TL means for 10, 9, and these all 1 to 10 are the activities, you know. See in this diagram that these are the 1, 2, 3, 4 are the activities. So you have to calculate all these activities for the TL and TE. This is the formula which is given. So activity 10 is the comes from the 22, because you see here you have already calculated TE, and TE of 10 is the 22 days, means the total latency is the equals to 22. Same for the T9, you have to calculate from the given formula TE0 minus T9. So for this 22 minus 7 equals to 15. Okay, so you have to calculate according to this. So this is the in the table you see there are various activities and their floats like 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and these are the activity names you can see here. And in this you see why I highlighted this row, I mean because total float is the digit here you see 8. This is, you can see the maximum among these total float. So you can draw this accordingly. The third one is from the table we observe that the that the activities 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 8, and 8 to 10 are the critical activities as their floats are 0. You see here these floats are 0, 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 10. So you see 0, these are the critical paths. Okay, so critical path of the project. So you have to calculate according to this. Now the next is the PERT. This we will discuss in our next session. So thank you, and this session powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.